What's going on, y'all? And welcome to another edition of The Funniest Here with Dominique and Friends. Like I tell y'all each and every week, we bring in the funniest comics. If you not funny, you not going to make this podcast. You know, we only bring funny. This is about being funny. I know they got this thing now where it's about marketing, comedy. It ain't about being funny. Yes, the hell it is.
First and foremost.
Go ahead, Val. What you say, Val?
Nah, it still matter. All that marketing, you better be coming up with some funny marketing jokes.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. And that's one of my guests talking to you right now. So we're going to get into this thing right now. My first guest I got, very good friend of mine, been friends for years. We might as well say we fam. You know, y'all all know him. Straight out of St. Louis, Missouri. I can give you all his credits, but when I say his name, you going to know who he is. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, for my good friend, Lavell Crawford in the house.
What's up, Dom?
What up, though, Val? What's going on, Val? And I got another brother over here. I don't know if you know his name. He's out here in Los Angeles with me. Lavell is in Houston right now. This guy right here with me, he's in Los Angeles, but he made a point to tell me that he's from Detroit, Michigan. Yeah, he's from the D. I was like, this is like one of the coolest LA dudes I ever met. No. Then he hit me with a text, and Kev was like, oh, you know I'm from Detroit, right?
FYI.
Yes.
What's poppin'?
Very funny, brother. You gonna see him. You might have saw him on Def Comedy Jam. Killed it. He even was the, when they put up the billboards and stuff, and you see the front, you see the face on the billboard, that's him. So that's big time. That's a big deal right there. Yeah. So y'all give it up for my friend, the very funny Kevin Tate.
What's poppin'? It's good to be here. Thanks
I'm glad you're here. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Lavell. I appreciate y'all.
No doubt.
Yeah, appreciate you, Dom.
All the time.
Congratulations on your hustle and your success out there doing your thism.
Thank you. I'm working on it. You know, we got Black Jesus coming too. I'm going to shoot this special. We doing this podcast. So I'm trying to turn some corners. What y'all up to? Tell the listeners, where this comedy journey is taking you, what y'all working on new,
Well, man, besides still studying Lavell and watching Lavell, and learning from Lavell, shit,
that's going to be hard there.
Just learning from him, man. Just staying active. Again, I got shows coming up. I'm headed out of town, back to New Zealand. I did a 26 show, 35 days over in New Zealand and Australia last year. So they called me back to come out. I'm taking Gerald Kelly, and I think Isaiah Kelly's going back.
All right, that's dope.
Back on the road, I gotta be going out, just on the road with the improvs. I've been rocking with Red.
Red Grant out of DC.
We got the podcast that allowed me to get a podcast, that I do on Wednesday. So, same circus, different clowns. Just trying to stay with it. You feel me?
As long as you're doing that. What's going on with you, Lavell?
New Zealand.
Yeah.
Brother, hey, I'm bragging on Rancho Cordova. You up
Shit.
I ain't know no black people around.
It ain't none. It's just me. They thought I was puffy when I was over there last year.
Kevin took us. We need a passport with Kevin going to.
Right. Passport and a white representative.
You do need that. But yeah.
Yeah, but man, I'm out here, Dom, been the same old thing, man, out here hitting these clubs, hitting these theaters, my special Home for the Holidays just went on Amazon Prime, it's on Showtime, it's on iTunes. It's hilarious,
Hilarious.
Man.
People love it. I'm Showtime loving me enough. We're gonna probably do that annually
good.
Nice.
Yeah, do some holiday stuff annually, and then, man, just maintaining, keeping the weight off. That's my whole main project.
Much respect.
So I won't go back, so I don't hear them old ladies saying, boy, you was doing so good.
Hey, Val.
You know that's what they're going to say.
Hey, Lavell, you can't gain a pound. If you lose weight, you gain 1 pound. They be like, you done fell off.
They waiting to say you fell off, man.
Yeah, you sit up there, you slip up and get a piece of bread, put sweet potato pie. Just trying to feed. Now slow down now.
It'd be hard to talk to Lavell when he be at the comedy now.
Don't go back now.
If you all don't know, Lavell has lost over 100 pounds. So they used to call him Big Daddy Crawford. Now he just Daddy Crawford. You know?
Yeah, man. He done got pigeon-toed too. He walked different. I said, man, this whole swag done changed. He pigeon-toed.
He looking great. Looking great.
Yeah.
They're keeping that weight off, huh?
I'm about to go to. Matter of fact, this week I'm going back on Better Call Saul.
Okay.
Be shooting 3 episodes of that in Albuquerque.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty fun. This is a spinoff from Breaking Bad, so I was blessed to get called for the spinoff, and they asked me to come back again. So it's gonna be fun, man. My character was kind of very prolific, man. I ain't even, I guess people always think about acting as words. I didn't have a lot of lines, but my character was very, 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 very intricate into the whole Breaking Bad series, and people just like it, and they loved old Hugh, they loved Saul, so they just went on and brought me back. So it's gonna be a lot of fun, some cool stuff I'm gonna be doing. So y'all check that out.
Absolutely,
absolutely. No small roles, just small actors.
Yeah, no. Work is work.
You feel me?
Right? Because that you speaking of small actors, look at Kevin Hart doing big movies.
Huge.
Small actors.
Yep. Huge. He just a hell of a
small.
Yeah, small.
Small. I'm being silly.
I know.
My wife like, no, I'm not saying no. I'm, me being a kid.
Right.
He's a small actor,
Funny first.
Funny first. He is a small actor. Shout out to Kevin Hart. He's a hell of a businessman as well.
So.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but we all businessmen and women because we all gotta have our game because ain't nobody doing it for us. Even with these agencies, they can't do nothing. They be, so what do you want us to do? I was like, why am I paying your ass to ask me what I want you to do?
Right. Seem like you should come with some kind of handbook. I mean, dang.
Right.
Right.
How the hell I'm up here sitting up here telling you if that's the case, I do it myself.
Pretty much.
Yeah, feed me
that's that whole Hollywood old game. You got to play it though. We out here playing it. All right, so we gonna jump on in and we gonna talk a little bit. So listen, let me ask y'all this. Okay, it's Men Be Gone. It's a story that I want to talk about. Men Be Gone. Scientists say babies can be created without men. Okay, so if you haven't seen this story, I'll give you a little synopsis of it. Scientists say they have found a way for women to have babies created without men. According to these scientists, a particular cocktail of chemicals acting as artificial sperm now, can trick a human egg into forming an embryo. But medical ethics campaigners are beyond themselves, saying this new development turns nature of its head. But researchers look at it differently. They say the groundbreaking technology could be used to help women whose husbands are infertile but who do not want to use donor sperm.
So the question you asking is it doable or is it okay? Because at the end of the day, they still a single mama,
Is it as men, what y'all think about it? Is it okay? We know it's doable. They can do it. You can do it, but do you really want a baby with fake sperm?
You want my opinion? I think it's all some contradicting bullshit, and it's just all about this whole agenda they got going on out here anyway. And they trying to get rid of manhood as it is with these all gender bathrooms and all this crap. They really trying their best to get rid of man. Let me tell you something. You take man out of the equation, you're gonna be tired as hell taking out that trash, carrying the bag, taking that son to karate practice and baseball game. You need you a man in there so you can blame him when the kid acting up. You ain't got nobody else to hold that damn baby. You are full of shit.
Hey.
You don't want no modified sperm anyway. What kind of baby you gonna have? You don't even have a black and white baby. It'll be different colors, fuchsia and suede.
All type of side effects and shit. You gotta put him on a charger sometime.
My baby don't eat. Well, hell, he ain't human anyway. What you want? You don't want?
Go ahead, Kev.
Man, you know what? I think it's crazy because honestly, I'm talking to my baby moms. It's like, you don't, like he said, you don't count taking out the trash and playing football in the yard and all of that. So, yeah, I mean, I think, like he said, they are trying to get rid of
the bills.
Paying all that type of shit.
But it's a kicker to it, too. Now, if you do this process, all the babies going to be women and they going to be identical to their mamas.
Ain't nobody got time for that shit. I got 4 of y'all? Nah, man. No.
See, they trying to get rid of men.
But they are trying to get rid of men, though. They are trying to get just the whole process. Who comes up with the idea we can make a baby without that nigga? We can do this without that nigga. Who came up with that? Like, how is that even doable? You know, you need that. You need a man.
Well,
man, just
they didn't do them brothers like they've been trying to get rid of us with these Black Lives Matter shirts for a long time. Now they want to just make the world all women. Now women gonna be bored as hell. This planet gonna be blown up in milliseconds.
But that's
y'all ain't gonna get along. Y'all don't get along anyway.
But that's only if you choose this process. Like, I don't think this process, as a woman, I don't think this process is good.
You ain't feeling that?
I don't feel it like that. No, I want to have everything that go with making the baby, the pleasure and everything.
That's right.
What about the good time?
What about that little 20 minutes?
Yeah. It might be 5, but it might be a strong, good, steady.
20 minutes.
I thought I'm bragging. No, I'm just making sure I'm covering my track. I can't put 2 minutes on the radio. God damn. I can't say. 2 minutes. I can't do that.
Let's keep it out. That's 20 minutes. Damn.
Kevin putting it out there.
You got Gatorade and coconut
all
water,
sorts of shit. Almonds, all sorts of shit, man. Come on.
But look here, Dominique, they have some crap like that. These women out here still rapping for the D. You know, you can't give up on the D. And men are processed. This world that we would have been blown up. It's like that's why Hillary ain't winning, because God knows that if Cheyenne get in there, you know, she might do all right one way, but she get mad, she gonna blow this whole damn planet up. Come on now.
Well, we got a man in there too now, Val. He might do the same damn thing. He a loose cannon.
He ain't did it yet.
Hey, well, you know, they ain't ready to let no woman, you know, run the president. They let a black man be the president before they let a woman be the president.
I don't know. I'm all down with the Me Too movement and all that. I'm hoping for one of us.
Well, I think it's a good deal. I think it's a good deal.
As y'all think
I think it's a good deal. I actually think it's a good deal for them to get an opportunity. You know, ladies and a Mexican too, for that matter.
Yeah, I'll say Latino too.
I don't know, bro. I ain't being sexist or nothing, but
that's exactly what it's called, though. I like how you cleaned it up.
That's okay. That's okay. But I just look like women pastors. They, you know, after a while, you be like, "Come on, sister, now hold on."
Val, that ain't right, Val. That's some bullshit.
So he gonna have the first man. The man, what the man gonna do?
Hey, the guy made man first to lead, and I think women, you know, ain't nothing wrong with being by his side. You know what I'm saying? I say she could be a vice president, but damn it, I'm sorry.
But that makes
that's your opinion. That's all.
Because to a certain degree, I think
keep it real. I ain't trying to. I ain't sitting up here kissing nobody's ass. I love you, Dom. I think you're a very powerful sister. You lead your house. But the country got to be led by a man.
Go ahead, kid.
Yeah, but because I feel like it recreates the Dominic the household. You know what I mean? Like once the woman is president, you know that's tough for a man around the house, any house for that matter. You know, and I'm not even like that. I'm not sexist, but. What does that do to?
Stop bullshit.
But what does that do to the man? What does that do to the man? Hey, check it out, Lavell.
You got to keep it real.
Lavell, no, all day, but I'm really not because I'm really into seeing it happen. But all I question is, what does that do to the dynamics of the household? Who gonna listen to who? Because if the woman become the president, if the man laying the dick, he really the president. So technically, if Hillary would have won, Bill would have had a second, third term.
But it's not gonna affect your household because long as y'all holding it down, paying them bills and stuff, we ain't gonna be thinking about no president because whatever laws and legislation they pass, it's still gonna fuck us all up. So we ain't gonna be saying, I'm in charge of the house because the woman the president. I don't believe that's gonna happen.
But it's gonna
Dominique, let me just I'm not retracting my statement, but I totally agree with you on one aspect. Just like white folks let a nigga become the president so he can fuck up, I think a woman should get in there and fuck up so we won't have no quiet question about that conversation.
We're good. I'm glad you thought about that and came on around, Lavell. I'm glad we got a happy medium here.
She put you right in the boat with her, like, yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
You see how fall on her face and fuck up so that we can get this shit out of our system.
You know what? If a woman getting president, this shit gonna be so smooth and gonna be on track. It's already fucked up because men been the president the whole time.
But you understand that women are wired differently, right? So
we are wired differently.
So negotiations are gonna be different. Other countries are gonna be looking at us because other countries don't value women like the U.S. So you figure Iraq and all these other countries.
Okay, hold on, Kevin. That's where you hitting it on the nose. That's what I'm talking about. Right there. Other countries don't value that shit, so when she bring her ass over there, she better have her husband over there because she's going to get her ass whooped.
No, but you know what other countries do value? Punani. And when we start throwing that sex appeal and all that, it's going to lay it down. All you got to do is look. No. All you got to do is just look at him and make him think it's a chance.
Man, women, the cockiest ones on earth. They think that little thing get them everywhere.
It's been doing it since the beginning of time.
But that ain't going to make them give us the oil.
Look at Ruth. Look at Ruth. They held Kizzy up.
Listen.
Yes,
listen, Dominique. You must have watched Wakanda too many times.
I got my dots on now.
Yeah, man.
You got this strong ass black woman riding rhino. It was all Hollywood.
Right.
Just keep it real. We ain't got no vibranium. And I think a woman can do a lot of things, but after a while, you can't bet on them in the UFC fight because you don't know who's going to win. You ain't got what? Ronda Rousey put all that money on her ass, and then she got knocked the fuck out.
Same.
Then Holly Holmes knocked her out, and then she got her ass whooped. You can't bet on them.
Y'all so sad.
Hey, straight up, man.
I can't bet on them.
Man, listen, man.
Go ahead, Kevin.
That Wakanda movement is in effect, but hey, I'm from Zamunda anyway,
Kevin
man.
trying to get his ass.
No, I ain't. Hey, I'm going to keep it 100 racks.
A lot of women in New Zealand.
Nah, it is. But hey, I'm from Zamunda anyway. You feel me? I'm Jaffe Jofa. Them my people. You feel me? Send me them my people.
You been down,
I've been down. But but I'm on the fence.
You soft then. I'm from Wakanda. I got vibranium.
I'm Zamunda, baby. You feel me? Them my folks. But I am on the fence though about women becoming president because I know it's gonna turn the culture upside down, and I truthfully know that other countries don't respect that. They ain't. Look, man, y'all got a woman, y'all. We coming over there. We coming over there.
Well,
if she the one,
let me just say this on a serious tip. The serious tip about this, and then I'm gonna say my piece. I'm on this whole thing. First of all, in America, we need to give back to men and women. That's where we need to get back to before we even have women president, men president. A man has to be the forefront and leader of his household. Mm-hmm. They are taking this man out of the household. So when they take him out of the household, we got strong mamas that ran houses and stuff because they didn't took him where the man couldn't even keep a job. Then he made an excuse where he couldn't be a father because he had no job, and he left. Because my mother was a single parent raising her kids by herself. But in the same aspect, I think women can do a lot of great things, but God made man to be man and be a man, and now we trying to kill it with these generic ass, GMO ass babies.
Mm-hmm.
We trying to make everything where it ain't sexual no more. It's just whoever you want to be with, a billy goat, a man and woman, a transgender.
Yep.
We don't know. She can have a penis and a vagina. It's okay. It's natural. Come on, man.
Yep.
Go ahead, Ken.
I agree with him. I agree with him. I agree with you 100%. Like you said, they done made it to where everything is okay to just, we don't even need men no more. You know what I mean? So once that becomes the thing, because I agree 100% what he's saying. I think certain things need to be in place. They're going to make us respect gay people. They're going to put gay people in front. They put gay people in front of black people. So, they're going to make you respect and the world is like desensitizing men. They're taking away all the men out the household, like he said. They're saying we could do all of these things. As a matter of fact, let's get a woman president. Those sort of things. So I think it hurts the culture and the nation going forward, though, honestly.
But men not going nowhere. Y'all going to be here. In your same capacity, it's going to always be people that talk.
We're going to be hooked up to sperm.
No, not a whole bunch of women.
They're going to be milking us. They're going to walk past and milk us.
The masses of women, y'all could probably help yourself if you could tweak a few things, try to be more faithful and all this, and people to stop coming up with grandiose
I'm totally
ideas.
faithful. We good.
But that's one out of a billion.
But that's
they show the negative. But that's Hollywood programming us. They're always thinking. I bet you'll look at the percentage for real. It's more faithful black men than you know, and it's more men out there trying.
Now, Val, I'm not going for that.
But now, hold on, y'all talk about faithful. But hold on, Lavell, that's a nation thing. That's a U.S. thing that make who's this? Like you go over these other countries, they got 7 wives.
Who did they learn it from?
But we ain't.
Who did they learn that shit?
But we not talking about the other countries. We gonna stay right here in America.
We talking about values.
No, I ain't talking about the other
No,
countries.
we talking about values. Lavell, we talking about value. So when women say men cheat, it's like, well, wait a minute. We're talking about men and women. So over in other countries, which this is a world, we have been trained to believe that man's supposed to be with one woman for the rest of his life. Now, if you agree with that, I'm okay with that. But just know that that's not universal, though.
Okay, so why is it universal for us to be with one man for the rest of our damn life? What's the difference? Nobody can bring up the difference. Because why is it universal? Why we can't have several men if we want to?
You on that, Kevin.
Yeah, I'm with you. Because I feel like
my wife in the car.
I know. He done turned the radio up. Listen, because
I'm keep it real.
Check it out. And you know I'm gonna keep it 100 because
go ahead, Kevin.
Because what I'm saying is women.
1 second, Val.
Hold up, women. Okay. The difference is I don't think women are wired the same. I think women don't respect the fact that men are wired different than them. So even if you decided to get up and go be with all the men, you're still giving yourself away. So
you're not giving yourself away?
I mean, I think it's different. I don't think it's right or wrong. I think it is though, Lavell, because women are not wired the same.
No, you know why we not wired the same? Because y'all don't want to think about us doing that.
Okay.
We not wired the same because men don't want to think about us sleeping with them. And what we do with y'all, you can't fathom us doing that with 3 other different men. That's why we wired differently.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, that's why we wired differently.
I believe that way. I could be right.
I
could be right. Go ahead, Lavell. I could be right.
I mean, you act right to your opinion, but that's BS. Because the thing about I look at it is like when you find somebody you love, you marry. One thing you got to teach is the thing about it is you done saw that so much in your life by men that are supposed to be in your example.
Yes.
That you really believe that bullshit. That bullshit is. For when you got one woman, and the powerful thing about being a Lord man is to be able to make that woman who is special and giving herself to you, you giving yourself to her, y'all making each other happy and finding ways to make that same woman happy the rest of your life. And then the same thing about a woman ain't gonna never be cut like that because you be called a hoe, a slut. And there's a lot of women out there promiscuous and do that. But I mean, the thing about it is when you sit up here and have the audacity to say that a woman ain't supposed to do that, but a man can do that's bullshit. Because you bringing on that disease, you ain't there in that household taking care of her, making her feel like a woman.
No, Lavell, you heard me wrong. I don't believe in that. I don't think cheating is something that men just do and that's the right thing. I think you're right on point when you say if you in love and you find the one woman that you with, yes, you're supposed to be like that. You shouldn't even want to be with another woman. So I'm not on here saying that men cheat and that's the good thing and women shouldn't. That's not what I'm talking about. You might have missed my point.
I thought I heard you say that.
No, you didn't hear me say that. I don't believe in that. I believe in
He's trying to justify.
I'm just saying, she said what's the difference. She said what's the difference. I don't mean whether it's right or wrong, because if you married, that means you found somebody that you love. So I don't think it's cool. It ain't cool to run around and be with women if you found somebody that you love.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I don't believe that. That's bullshit. No, I'm not like that. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? I believe in it. But if I'm single, you dig? I'm single, and that's my business. But if I'm in a marriage and I found somebody that I love,
but you don't ever want to be married though. If you think like if you think in a single mind.
That's not true. But you'll meet somebody along your single path. You did. And that's how you become in a relationship. You start out single and you meet people along your path. Now, just because I'm single doesn't mean that I believe in cheating because I don't. Hey, look, I went out with this lady tonight. Next week I went out with that lady. I'm a single man. You feel me? And everybody situation is different. But if you have a woman, if you have a woman, if you have a wife, what are you doing cheating, man? You're a grown man. What are you getting out of that? So I just think that I think for women, just like you said, they're gonna label you the hoe, the slut if you sleep around, and that's the difference. And that's society that's done that. Though.
That's all I'm saying. Society has done that because it's no different. And I don't think that every man cheats, even though you all have this stigma about cheating. Every man doesn't cheat. I do believe that it's fake. I do believe it's faithful men. I really do believe that. But the percentage of cheating men, I think is greater. Go ahead, Val.
No, when you take him out of that whole little genre of trying to please another cat, when it's just him and that woman that he really desire, and if she got him, she's cool, and he don't look at her background and they cool. You don't see that.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about it, like you say, you know that's where you want to be right now. You ain't trying to be married at that moment. But if you meet that right one, it might change.
Yes,
and that's fine. I don't have no judgment. I thought I'm sorry I misunderstood you.
No, good.
Because I think that that's not it. But I'm just looking at the value of people thinking about marriage, and they think all this shit. Because I see TV shows, all the black TV shows is all about somebody doing this, a man ain't shit, black men always cheating. And I get tired of that shit because, I mean, okay, cats fuck up. It's a natural thing for everybody fuck up. But the thing about it is, after a while, you got, my granddaddy was with my grandmother. Matter of fact, she had a child when he married her, and he stayed strong and with her and had 11 kids with her. He loved her. And when she was in her coffin, and that's the great thing. That's the first time I seen my granddaddy ever cry. He was standing over her crying. I done seen niggas be at the funeral with that wife who don't shed a motherfucking tear.
Hey, first one through the line.
Fatty up, But for real, he was sitting there shedding a tear, man. And I mean, that to me, I know that I saw love, and that's a powerful thing.
Yeah, and that's true.
But to give all this story hope, this men be gone, scientists say babies can be created without you. That's what we're talking about right now. It is a female doctor, Dr. Jacqueline Lane. She feels that this experiment in medical ethics from London Guildhall University said last night that this is alarming. Just because scientists can do something, it does not mean that they should. This process does not respect human life in seeking either to procreate without the male or to use human eggs to turn them into something other part of the body for transplant. It doesn't respect reproduction and ordinary relationships between men and women. And the natural functions we have do protect human beings from arbitrary creation. What are we expecting that any child born of this process will feel? If we go down this avenue, what else will be permissible? So this is definitely... Hold on,
I'm here.
This is definitely a problem. So she raises a good point that no one, you can't really deny that scientists are doing their job, pushing the limits to make new discoveries. That this is true. But at what cost is... But at what cost is the question, especially when it comes to the natural order of things. So I definitely don't think that this is a good idea. I don't think it's a good idea. I think we need to procreate the way we've been procreating. And then it's other things, even if you have to get in vitro fertilization or stuff, those things aren't bad things, but it'll be your husband's sperm or your mate, whoever you choose, or that type of situation, whatever.
It's a gang of kids in adoption centers and need some parents.
Yeah.
And foster child.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you've seen them test tube babies. They ignorant as hell. We got a lot of test tube. lot of test tube babies out here now that need to be preyed on. But there's a lot of kids in foster homes. These ladies, I mean, a church I go to, this white lady got a new black baby every day. And I was like, damn, save them black babies for us. Because she don't got no white kid. But it's a bunch of it's a lot of children out here that need families that would love to be loved. You know what I'm saying? And they want to try to make a generic, and that's just the trick of the devil to me, man. Because I think it's just BS.
Babies are born out of love. That's why the Bible was
made for rule.
I don't think a lot of women to do this either, because all the kids are going to be females. A lot of us want sons, and then they
can't make sons.
No, it'll be all females. If you do this process, all the kids are going to be daughters, and then they'll be identical to their mothers. I don't think we all want our kids to be identical to us. Now, I'm not even just saying in the way that you look, in the way that you are. Do you really want to deal with your damn self like that?
No.
Most
people don't.
No,
really.
You need a combination with a man. Get some of his good qualities, mix them with yours, and see what y'all come up with. Just like you gonna kill the baby. You don't even realize how you are still until you start dealing with this kid.
Facts.
All right, so we're gonna move on.
Conversation.
Good conversation, yeah. What y'all think about this? Richard Pryor's son. He's doing stand-up now. If you don't know, his name is Mason Pryor. He's doing stand-up. He looks just like his dad. Exactly like his dad. Now, What do you think about children of celebrities choosing the same career choice as their parent? You know, in entertainment, you know, sports, like, because everybody not a Stephen Curry.
Right. Go ahead,
You know.
Lavell.
Well, you know, I'm blessed to have my son, you know, and I think if he wants to do it, I let him do it, but I want to give him the right tools to do it. But on that same aspect, if you don't got it, I'm gonna tell you the truth. You don't got it, man. But you can keep working at it and use it as a hobby and try it. I mean, I never tell somebody, oh, you suck, you know, you shouldn't do it, because I mean,
But he got booed. He got booed at the Apollo. That's the problem.
I mean, that's a good thing. At least he know that that's where you're supposed to get booed at the Apollo. You shouldn't get booed at Johnny's Chuckle Comedy House, where everybody get a laugh and they high on nitric oxide. But I mean, Apollo, you supposed to get booed. It's natural.
No.
What you mean is
I watched it.
That's what they do there. You're gonna get booed. Other places, like you said, if you do bad in these clubs, you're not gonna necessarily get booed. But I think for that situation, first of all, to the first part of your question, I think kids should be allowed to do what they dad or parents do. But it's tricky. I got a son. He's 5. He watched some of my videos. He's like, Dad, I want to go on stage like you. No, you don't want these problems. You know, you're gonna be 6'9". Hopefully, you don't come into that. But if you do it, like he said, if you're not good. I'm saying
he got booed at the Apollo. I don't know if he rubbed the log or not.
He did.
But they let him have it, and he came back out, and they gave him a pass. But that's because Steve Harvey told him, all right, now this Richard Pryor's son, he not gonna have that shit the whole time as a stand-up comedy.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw it.
It was not funny. It was not funny.
It was not funny, and I just don't think that if you give your child, like you said, the proper tools, like even with Stephen Curry, Dale Curry had that boy on the court with him. You can see footage and pictures 2 years old. Now, if you're doing stand-up comedy in particular, you're going to have to take them up there with you.
Yep.
And give them the right tools, because this ain't you getting booed on the Apollo.
These days, that's tough, because it's spread like wildfire.
Dominique, speaking of Dale Curry, the thing about it is Dale Curry gave him all the tools that he didn't use, because I really didn't know Dale Curry as much as
hell. His father was a hell of a player.
He was a player.
That's where he get that shooting from. Dale Curry was in the 80s to tear your ass up from
Dale
behind that art. Now, he wasn't as nifty and as quick as his son.
Right.
He wasn't as nifty and as quick.
But the thing about it is, though, Steph Curry took all his, you know, I know Dale Curry, I'm just joking, but but Dale Curry, you know, gave him, you know, the thing about it, sometimes, you know, you wouldn't even believe it, though. Like, I noticed in my child, his little character, him wanting to be funny, he inherits that. It's amazing that kids can inherit some things.
Yeah.
You know
E.J. Johnson ain't inherited. Magic knew from the gate. E.J. wasn't playing basketball.
He's going to be a bad bitch when he get older.
Hey, Dominique, he probably just
He's going to grow up to be a bad bitch.
Shout out to E.J. and Magic.
Hey, hold on, Dominique. You may not be an NBA player, but I'm sure he like a few NBA players.
And he ain't no little person either.
No,
he ain't
not little. He a straight up power forward. He's straight power forward. But I know Magic knew from a little boy cookie.
He love him some balls.
Yeah, but not basket.
And you see Magic out with him. Magic be 10 steps ahead of him. Soon as they get out the Uber, Magic walk right over to the crowd and start taking pictures. Like, I ain't playing, man. But I don't know. It's a tricky situation. That wasn't funny with Richard Pryor. I felt like him coming out there, I think he tries to emulate him, which I think is very dangerous.
But see, I don't even know. I felt the same way, Kevin, but I don't even know if he's emulating him or is that just how he is because that's his father. You know how I have a lot of my mother's ways. People say I act just like my mother. I talk like my mother. So is that in him because that's his father, or was he really, really trying? Because
he was trying. You seen his hair? You seen his mustache?
Right.
If he cut his hair off in the low cut, we ain't even judge it. As soon as he walk, everybody like, oh,
because he did have his father's mannerism, but that could come from genetics.
That can come from not knowing him and studying him.
Genetics are watching him.
Yeah, and watching him. Watching him.
Hey, hold on, Dom. Hold on, y'all. Let me just say this. The thing about it is, too, the thing about it, you got to remember, Richard Pryor done bombed a few times his damn self.
Everybody.
He became a legend. Even in Sunset Strip, you ever remember, it's the first one, he bombed.
I heard. And he had to leave.
And they retaped it after he came after fucking Patti LaBelle. You know, Patti go hard. So
yeah, once she get to flapping her arms and her wings, you might as well come back to throwing shoes, and then you can't follow that.
Yeah, I think that's unfortunate.
So in the same retrospect, he learning the ins and outs of comedy. I mean, you know, I ain't never seen him. I mean, I ain't never seen him, but just, you know, you think about comics, like look at Chris Rock brother, Tony Rock. He working every damn day.
Yeah.
And I mean,
he worked it out. Shout out to T-Rock in the house.
Yeah. You know, he doing his thing. So, I mean, and they got another brother who, too, that's supposed to be really funny.
Yeah,
so
I heard.
Jordan. I think that, you know, after a while, I think he might get it, but hell, it's hard to follow. Your dad a fucking legend. Just thank God Bernie Mac didn't have a son. Robert Harris, you know, Robert Harris had a son too, but his son didn't, you know, ain't doing the comedy like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just think you have to totally detach.
To follow legends.
Yeah, you have to totally detach from that. You can't.
It's
he
just
sounds
like Bruce Lee having a son. Like Bruce Lee, Bruce Lee had a son. He wanted to go out. Brandon Lee did try. He tried to, you know, do his daddy, but he had to find his own path because, you know, it's dangerous. You know, Bruce Lee was a bad man. You know, so
he been out here for a while though. He been out here for a while, Lavell. Like Mason, I've been knowing Mason doing comedy for maybe 5 years now. He been going up.
Look
5
like
years is still early.
It is no. Trust me. I'm not the one to talk.
It's early, but it's still. If you 5 years in, it's early, but you shouldn't be on there bombing like that.
Yeah, and he was doing
not at 5 years.
He thought he was bombing though. You know.
Well, if they ain't laughing, your ass bombing. That's herein lies the problem. That's where comedy gets twisted.
Hey, look, Dominique, you talking to the right person.
Right.
You know,
I know that. I know with you. But that I was at the Tuesday night, what's Michelle's room?
Crack 'em Up Thursday.
Crack 'em Up Thursdays, and I'm seeing people bombing, and they coming on stage giving them a damn high five, talking about good set. That's the problem. The comics coming up don't realize if they ain't laughing, that shit ain't good.
It ain't good.
They telling them it's good though. That shit was funny. No, it wasn't.
People laugh. It ain't. People come to laugh.
I totally agree with you.
So here, at 5 years in the game, if you gonna go on like you know at 5 years of Vail, I know at 5 years. Kevin know at 5 years, if you gonna go on TV and the amount of time you get on Apollo, that little 5 minutes or whatever, you should be funny in that time at 5 minutes if you got it.
Yeah.
In 3 minutes if you got it. He could have said one joke in that time and left. Steve Harvey shouldn't have had to come out there and be your fill in the gaps and tell the people, calm down.
Well, you gotta be honest. I mean, let me keep it real, defending Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey only did that because he had stole most of his daddy act the whole time.
You ain't gonna do his material like that.
He had to give us a break.
Is that why he did it?
He been eating hard off of Richard Pryor for a long time.
I didn't know that though. I didn't even know that. I never heard that.
Even in the article they gave him a break, you know, talking about how he was walked off the stage. That ain't how they work at the Apollo. Sandman, come get your ass.
He walked off. He looked up. I'm gonna say this. It wasn't funny, but he did turn to Steve Harvey with the look like what you want.
Yeah. Steve Harvey was like, come on, y'all. I love Richard Pryor. I looked up to Richard Pryor. Could y'all give him another chance? And when he came out there, they were like, well, we gonna do it for Steve.
Would you have went back out? And I want to ask Lavell that too. Would y'all have went back out?
No. I would have been gone home.
Yep.
I would have went down. Have you been to the Apollo? I would have went down them backstairs and out that back door and took my ass home.
Yep.
By the time Steve Harvey got finished talking, they was saying, where Mason? Gone.
Right.
But he don't know to be embarrassed. He don't know that he bombed on national TV. Cheryl Underwood told me that. Cheryl Underwood said, let me tell you something. Because, see, I had a lot of people drop jewels on me in this process and through this journey. Let me tell you something. Bomb anywhere this right before I taped Def Jam, the first time. She said, bomb anywhere you want to bomb. But, bitch, let me tell you something. Don't do it in front of that 35 millimeter. I'm going to tell you that.
Fact. That's going to live forever.
That's going to live forever. So he didn't he went back out there. This how you know it's a different generation of comedy. I would have been gone, walking down the street in tears.
Because this ain't about me going back out there.
No, I ain't going back.
They already know. They already told me they don't enjoy me.
No.
And they're not enjoying me. So I'm not going to play myself.
I don't want to go back out there off the pity of, Steve Harvey made it easy for me. So after that, they was like...
And the thing about it, though, Steve's good dude, man.
He is.
Like, I mean, he didn't help me in so many ways, but my whole reality is, man, you got it, dude. It's just like you getting your ass whooping. Like, man, give him a chance. His daddy was Muhammad Ali. Nigga, you got his ass whooped. You better get out of that ring, go home, and practice. You don't just come back. You just, it's just one of them things. Like, you right. This generation don't know that sucks. You know, and it's growing up. This generation is on a half-ass mentality.
Absolutely.
Everybody getting a pat on the back for doing okay. Okay. Do the greatest or the best you can. It's all right to lose. It's all right to lose as long as you learn for something.
That's
like
it.
That.
You
like
cannot learn and cannot prosper if you're doing stand-up and you come off the stage and you haven't got one laugh and you have your counterpart telling you did a good job. And I'm an old school stand-up. So when I came up, if you were not funny and you didn't do a good job, when you got to your counterpart, they'd be like, that's okay. You will get them next time. What nobody telling me, and you shouldn't believe you did a good job. The way this game played is I did a good job when people laughing. When they sitting there looking at me like, next, you're not doing good.
Dom.
Yes.
Dom, the real of it is, when I did my Showtime special, right, you know, I was happy about it because I did something. I did topical. I did segments on holidays. That's what it was all about. And you know, the first set I did, I thought it did good. I mean, but I was thinking about it, and I had a lot of things go on before, like the contractual shit wasn't done right and everything. But I went up and I did great. But, you know, family members like, I thought you, boom, boom, you did good, but it wasn't just how you usually do. So then, like, the second one, because I had two shows, the second one I went up and I got in that ass. I got in the ass to the point of, just went in it. I did it the way I wanted to, not calculating it. And I went off on a nigga in the audience, and all that whole show, they used pretty much the majority of that second show. But the thing about it was, it bothered me like, damn, man, I've been fun. I mean, my worst set is some cats maybe best set. So, and my ego was hurt. But the thing about it was, it made me go out there and fight harder. And I think you need constructive criticism to make you
do. You do.
And the thing about it is, a lot of people don't understand this game. You out there by your damn self. Yep. And if everybody tell you, "Oh, great job," you're gonna think you're doing good until you get that real reality. It's like, somebody telling you, they're like, hell, when they keep telling you fat, and you like, fuck, you ain't fat. Then you go to the doctor, you like, damn, I am fat. You don't know.
Right, because you're confident.
You don't believe it. Right, and the thing about it, when you put things in perspective and start understanding it, every criticism ain't for you, but the right ones are for you, because you got to know, hey man, you want to make money at this, or you just want to do it as a hobby. What do you want to do? Because motherfuckers making money got to come hard.
And that's absolutely correct. And I just feel
they
like...
don't come hard?
No.
They ain't making no more motherfucking money.
No, you're not. And I just feel like if you a stand-up and it's
you're right, you can't bomb on television.
No, you can't bomb on television.
Because the world gonna see it now. It's like a wildfire now. Back in the day, if you had that channel, now it's on your phone. You wake up in the morning. I found out on my phone. I wake up in the morning, TMZ already had it.
Already.
You feel me?
And my thing is, you shouldn't get a pass because of who your parent is, no matter what. I don't think you should get a pass for that.
I wouldn't even tell nobody.
I would never tell nobody that, Lavell. I would cut my hair, cut my mustache, and come from a different place.
They would find that out down the line once I had proven myself. Right. Once I had proven that I could do stand-up and that I was good at it, I would change my whole name. Yes. That's absolutely right.
Ooh.
I would change my whole name. You can say all you want. You look like Richard Pryor. That's what people tell me.
That's crazy. I heard that so many times.
Yes. And I think in 5 years in the game, if you can't get a good laugh if you've been a comic for 5 years,
he was on before me, so I saw him 5 years ago. So they was putting him on the Improv in Hollywood. So he was before me.
Okay, so if he before you, how many years you got in, Cam?
Man, I've been doing this for like maybe 8.5 years.
Okay,
now.
so he ahead of you, and he on the Apollo. So if he ahead of you a few years, that put him at close to a decade. So if you close to a decade in comedy, if you shouldn't be bombing, if you should already be pretty much. I think it's ever evolving. Don't get me wrong, because I think you change as you go, and you continue to grow. Me and Lavell been down a long time, and we still growing comics. So I think it changes. But if you almost 10 years in the game, it's not for you if you still bombing.
You should have a hot 3.
Come on, you should gotta have a hot 3 for TV, a hot 7 for TV.
Real talk.
At 10
you gotta
years,
know,
come on.
You gotta know your bullets. You gotta know your bullets. Your bullets. It's called bullet points. You gotta know. You gotta know. Hey man, shit. I'm gonna come up with my closer as my get go. But
Just
see, the thing about it is, if you getting sired just like you was with But the thing, let me just say this before I say that though. My whole thing is, his brother, Richard Pryor Jr. His name Richard Pryor Jr. And the thing about he does comedy too. Which, I don't know. Have you seen his act?
I've never heard of him.
I never heard of him. I didn't know he did stand up. I didn't know Mason Pryor did stand up until I saw that he bombed at the Apollo.
Are you taking the Apollo job if you 10 years in? If you 10 years in the game and you guys are vets, are you taking the Apollo? Like right now, you wouldn't take the Apollo for 1,000 obvious reasons, right?
It all depends, though.
Well, they'll probably have you doing something differently, though.
Right. It all depends on, the way it's set up and the commitment that they want to have for me. Now, I'll do it, but I'm not going to do amateur night.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. If they want me to do stand-up, I would go in there, especially with Steve Harvey being the host. I'd go in there and do some time, but not amateur night. I don't want to compete.
Yeah, and I think Tony Rock helped me out that. He was hosting a couple years ago.
Yes.
And I said, I ran into Tony in the street. I said, man, I want to get on that show. He stopped. He said, man, you don't want to get on that. You all right. You don't want to get on that show because you'll be coming in as an amateur.
Yeah.
And you already in L.A. You already living in L.A. That probably wouldn't be the best move for you. I never was inferior to the crowd. I always thought, man, that's actually my crowd right there. But he thought that was a bad business move. And I didn't know if Mason Pryor necessarily needed Apollo Amateur Night. I don't know.
He might have if he been doing it 10 years, and he's just the best. 10 years.
I don't know.
He might have to do something else, work on his daddy's foundation or something.
Go to acting.
See, Dominique, the way you talking, that is why you don't bomb on television. Because you ain't seen nothing else of him. You ain't even know he did stand up. But that set, you were like, damn, that's all you got?
I mean,
they were saying they was hating on him, but I'm like, well, really, man, the material wasn't necessarily funny, man.
It wasn't
funny. That's all it was.
Nobody was hating on you.
And my brothers always say they hating on because they don't feel you. I mean, it's just a thing about, hey, man, you didn't bring your A game or whatever. It's like, and see, the thing about it is, I'm coming out with an idea about comedy that I don't want to put too much out there until I get, it all done. But what I'm going to do is, because like you write down, these guys don't understand, dog, because you ever watch that show called Crashing?
No, I haven't seen that. No.
Well, it's like Pete Holmes. He a white comic, and he's showing himself as a comic moving to L.A. I mean, moving to New York. He moved to New York, and he on the scene, doing all the scene. Had to go out, pass out flyers to get people at the show, and blah blah blah. But the thing about it is, the whole normalcy of it is, he try to sit over there with the veteran comics, and they said, man, what you doing over here with us, man? You don't supposed to be over here. You go over to over the little kids' table. You ain't ready to be over here. And he said, back in the day, comics would buzz your balls, man. You ain't ready for this side. You know what I'm saying?
They would tell you to stay in your place.
But yeah.
So it was a lot different then.
Way different. They'll tell you stay in your place, but they shouldn't even have to tell you because unlike comics now, when a boss walked in the room and somebody before us and we respected them and knew they had put in work, we checked ourselves. We checked ourselves like, I respect you, I'm going to listen to you because, see, you walk dogs I'm trying to walk, and I know the work you've been putting in.
Right.
It's different now. They think we old, you hear we old comics and this, but when you say old, what you saying? You haven't even got where I am, so what you talking about?
Facts.
And from what I can see on stage and stuff, you're not going to make it. It's going to be hard enough for you to get to this 22 years.
They got social media. They got their followers. That's how they get in.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's sustained over 2 decades though. No. That remains to be seen. I don't know if it's gonna get you 30 years, Val. I don't know if it's gonna do that.
They're doing good though. No, I don't think so either. I can't happen, but because people listen to us as comics and think we hating and don't understand it.
No.
Right.
No. I know you ain't. I feel you. I'm listening to you because when you say that, it's like I've been brandishing new acts that I take on the road with me, and I let them go out And the thing about it, I look at and I don't like put color on things, but I put color on it like this. Like with black comics, we losing our respect for our boss, our leaders, the cats that's out there that's been dominating. You grew up watching them. You know what I'm saying? And then you see them, and instead of you like you said, hey man, take me on the road with you, nigga. You coming at me? Take you on the road with you, nigga. The road right over there.
Right.
I mean, you coming at me like that, and I don't even know why you ain't on the road anyway, because I wouldn't even be in these clubs. I will be on the road. I ain't trying to be on open mic unless I ain't got shit to do, man. I'm out there grinding.
Yeah.
I was out there putting shows together and everything. Yeah. These cats, they put a little show. Yeah, I got a night over here. How much it costs? Yeah, I said it's gonna cost you too much. You can't afford me. But my whole thing is you need to get out on this road. Fuck the night in L.A. because, these agents still ain't coming out to really do nothing with you. They want you to make yourself before you even get out there. Exactly. And the thing about it is you be in a better position if you already selling tickets where you can come in and name your price, because these cats don't even understand. If you ain't getting out there selling your tickets yourself in these clubs, damn, man, we can't keep them out. You look at like the guy named, it's a Mexican cat.
Oh.
I can't think of his name. It's Chico Bean or something like that.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, but he came out of nowhere. I ain't never heard of him before, but they said, but they love each other like that, where they'll come out. If you halfway funny, they gonna support you. Yeah. But this sucker selling out clubs, now he moving into some theaters, but he out there grinding. He ain't on the TV. He out there, just getting it. Mm-hmm. And the thing about it is, these comics don't understand that. And in some of these, in this world, we don't see that no more. The thing about it is, they think I go to L.A., I do the work, do comedy in L.A. Man, them fluff butt ass shows ain't shit. You like you say, you went to New Zealand, man. You got to go all over Detroit. You do. I'm saying Chicago, Alabama.
Mason Pryor might not have bombed if he was in L.A.
Yeah, well, he would have. Oh no, he bombs in L.A. Oh, so when I saw him coming on TV, I tuned in. Damn. Because like for me, I've been on the road with Red Grant now. I've been on the road with Red Grant now.
You bomb in L.A., you need to quit.
Yeah, about
they
5.
laugh at anything. You need to quit.
Yeah, about
you
5
bomb
years.
in L.A., you need to quit.
They don't. I learned a lot. That's going around with Red. And that Pittsburgh, all them places in Midwest. When I started out, Red kind of gave me an opportunity. So I learned, like, man, this shit is real. But once you able to go around, by the time you come back to LA, you like, oh, this is a layup drill to a certain degree.
Yeah, it's a layup drill.
It's a layup. So, but all in all, though, man, I just think that just like you said, man, if you ain't trying to figure it out here ain't necessarily the place to do it. But they got social media, so if the following is up, they gonna listen. The clubs are starting to say he can pack the seats. We gonna sit in the office.
That's what it's about.
We don't know if he's funny.
So we not hating on anybody. The social media comics. I don't know, but one of them, and that's DC Fly young guy. I call him Fly Guy. But I like him. He's a nice guy. He's a talented guy. And one thing, Lavell and myself, we were on tour with him. He's a respectable guy from what I could tell. Guy. He's a humble guy. So, but the rest of them, I can't speak on them because I don't know them. You know what I mean? Thanks.
But I don't know him like that. I don't know him like that to an aspect of, but me, I don't even think about it. I hear comics, other comics. Yeah, these internet comedians that. I said, man, I ain't got time to.
I don't worry about that either because it doesn't have anything to do with me. And I say that in the sense of no disrespect, but I'm working on what I'm working on. And like my mother raised me, if you keep your eyes on yourself like you got them on them, you'll do wonders for yourself. Yep. So I'm not really,
I don't get into that.
And people get mad at them, but my thing on it too is you can't be mad at a person taking advantage of a platform that was given to them. I mean, it's just how you gonna get mad at that? Get on your grind, get on your hustle, and if you funny,
you gotta keep it real though, Dom.
Yeah.
Facebook been out there a long time before them comments became famous.
Yeah, Dan Cook got blew up off of MySpace. Remember that? Dan Cook. So it's been going on. It just wasn't, it's evolved.
It's super quick now.
It's super quick now. It just wasn't as quick. So it's super quick. So and we leave this. We're gonna leave this story right here. We say that to say, if at 5 years you can't get laughs in 5 minutes, quit. I'ma just say
in
a nutshell. Go ahead on and find something else. At 5 years, if you still struggling for a laugh, walk away. And nobody, you gonna with your head high. You ain't got to get to the Apollo for it to be.
Stay away from the Apollo. That's all I say.
Yeah, stay away from the Apollo, because if Steve Harvey not gonna save your black ass, that was a special case. He gonna walk out there and say, "Woo!"
That wasn't it. That was a problem right there. That was a problem.
Surprised Steve didn't do that, because he be doing people to mess up on Family Feud.
Yeah, he gonna walk out there and say, "Hey, boy."
Yeah.
Hey, woo! You know that ass ain't up there. You know damn well that ass ain't up there. Okay, moving on, because I know we getting tight on time. But moving on. Monique has been in the news, and she's constantly in the news every week. So the last thing I heard is, the thing I want to know is, why is it such a major controversy with supporting Monique's cause? Kim Whitley says she supports Monique, but she worries about her tactics, the way that she's going about it. So why is it so difficult for people to just say, oh, Monique, I believe that she does have a point with the pay disparity. I do believe that. So why is it so hard for people to separate her message from the messenger? Because I think the problem is really coming in where people just have their own personal feelings about Monique, so they can't really hear the message. You understand? Yeah. So why is it such a problem with saying, okay, this is what she asked for from Netflix. You should ask for whatever amount of money you think you're worth.
But now I want to say this, because I like Monique. I don't have nothing ill. I always liked her. My question was just like that. Okay, fine. I think she should have counter-offered what she did. I think to a certain degree she was counting somebody else's pockets, because she looking at Amy Schumer like, put me there. This is all opinion-based. And so I'm like, okay. And also, like you said, the times have changed. Now it's about, and you can't take away the work she's done.
No,
you can't take that away from her, but there is no front office for comedy. So if Netflix come out and say, we're going to do Netflix specials for comedians, that doesn't make comedians feel like, oh, y'all have to do this. No, we're going to choose what we think. And they might not always be right. You know what I'm saying? We're going to choose we're going to see who's going to make the most money for us. Now, that doesn't take away from Monique's point. I think Monique make a valid point. She is accomplished. Okay. She has done great things. She is super funny. But if I'm Netflix, I don't owe comedy anything.
Okay.
Right? I don't owe comedy. So if I make a choice to pay this person that, then that's so be it. So I think supporting her cause to what? Boycott Netflix?
Not even so much. I'm not saying even if you chose not to boycott Netflix, I'm just saying at least respect that she does have a point without all the other noise around it. You know, the other thing, like what she said about Oprah Winfrey, people have issues about that. Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, Lee Daniels. Those aren't our beefs. Like, I don't have a problem with Oprah Winfrey. Want to work with her, Tyler Perry, Lee Daniels, all of them. That's her beef. Yes. Why are we picking up those beefs to get away from the root of the issue? Why can't we just stick to, like, we don't know how to separate the messenger. You know what I mean? From the message. The only person I really go hard in on about the message is pastors. Because you say, God told you say this. Right. So now I need to see you govern yourself accordingly, because you said God sent me to tell this to you. But how come we cannot separate and just take that message and say, okay, well, how do we work from there? Is it really her making it worse, or is it the way we feel about the situation, about the way she handled it? Is Kim on point is what I'm saying. Are her tactics problematic for her?
I think so.
You like
well,
that?
Sorry. I think so.
Well,
you think her tactics problematic?
Yeah.
Yes, man.
I do.
Yeah. Well, I can say my views. Let me just explain what it. Like, Dom, you explained to me about the radio thing. Is what went down with Monique, she don't understand is, I support the sister. wholeheartedly. But the thing about it, when she came at Netflix knowing the money that Amy Schumer got, Chris Rock them got, blah, 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 she don't understand that she had to be right in there when they was getting their deals to get their deals. See, when she came, them deals had already been done. Amy Schumer sold her soul to the devil to get $11 million because she gave up her sole rights of her Comedy Central show, the whole gambit to get that money she got. And then in the same retrospect, if once they got all of them on, like Chris Rock and others, they wasn't looking for no new blood. They got Chappelle, Chris Tucker was the first, and he didn't even get them millions. So Chris Tucker, Chris Rock, and Chappelle, and then Amy Schumer was just a one female. After that, everybody, I want to go to Netflix too. They didn't need to give nobody that kind of money because everybody was like, fuck it, I just want to be on Netflix. Right. You understand what I'm saying?
And in a lot of ways, I feel like she used those people like Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle, their money just to basically make her point about pay disparity. I don't really think she felt like, I know she felt like she was more than worth $500,000. Right. I don't know if she really felt like, $20 million. I think it was to really make her point about pay disparity. And she put their name,
But that's where it got lost. That's where her point got lost. Because the minute you say Amy Schumer, we're assuming you want to be up in the teens of millions. That's the first thing we assume.
She didn't clarify it right. I understand.
But also, I want to say this too. And this is just, I got, and see my home, like my wife say, you got to watch your mouth because I joked about Steve Harvey. I'm like, man, fuck that. I'm Lavell Crawford. I got to talk the way I talk. And the thing about it is,
we just comedians. Steve know we just clown.
Man, right. She ain't, but anyway, when I say things, it's rationally it's the truth. And some people just don't like it. That's why that's the era we grew up. We are in now. I didn't grow up in the era because like real niggas will tell down Monique. Yes, Monique, you have a great line of work. You had TV shows, movies, and blah, blah, blah. But when it comes down to comedy, Monique, comedy is cool. You know what I'm saying? If it's about as good as Amy Schumer, I ain't dissing it, But they don't know her as a comedian. Now, I think if she would have went another route as an actress / comedian and see if they would have gave her a deal on some movies too. Because, I mean, shit, I look at John Cena. He got 5 different movies on Netflix. You understand what I'm saying? I said if she could have just went and bartered that deal a little better, I think that she would have got a lot more out of it because because like Chris Rock known for comedy. Dave Chappelle known for comedy. Amy Schumer was on Last Comic Stand and she a comedian, I mean, she ain't the strongest comic.
But I think people know Mo as a comedian, though.
Yeah. They know her as a comic. They know her as a comedian actor. I think they know her as a comedian, but her acting, the Parkers and shit, they know her as Monique. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I got you. You think it's more leaning toward the acting part of it. Okay, all right.
Right, because Monique once she got them shows, she wasn't doing stand-up, but like maybe on the road, you know what I'm saying? And it really was just personal appearances, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You think about it. Comedians, when she back in the day, when she was on Dap Jam, you knew her as a comic. We as black folks know her as a comic, but white folks know her as Monique, the Parkers, and all that. Absolutely. They don't know her as that. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And them the ones she going in and talk to. Because Wanda Sykes, she didn't even get the deal, and Wanda Sykes is a comedian. Them white folks know her.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So what I mean
she did the Queens of Comedy too. Okay, she did the Queens.
No, I know what she did, but that's black. That ain't white.
Netflix don't know.
But we still got numbers. I'm not saying the 20 million thing. We still got numbers, and I think a lot of the people from back in the day, to your point, Val, they might not even be on social media. See, it's a lot of people. A lot of her audience probably ain't even on social media. Yeah. She don't have no social media base, and I wouldn't think so. Not a woman, of her age, that everybody would be on there. I'm not saying the whole $20 million point. I'm just saying she could have got more money than that.
I think she get what she deserved and think she worth. That ain't what I'm saying.
Right.
You saying she did Queen of Comedy. She wasn't on there by herself.
Right. No, she wasn't on there by herself.
Could she sell out the Forum?
Could she sell out by herself?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about that, Kevin. I don't think so.
And I think that's what they looking at, though. I think
they are looking
because
at
they don't
that.
know Monique, like Lavell said. They don't know Monique like we know Monique. They got a bird's eye view. So
No, I'm not. I'm basically
we
saying
found out about her
just,
impressions, and we found out about the show.
I just don't. The thing that's really, I understand all about the numbers and those kind of things. What I'm basically saying is what she's her main point: pay disparity. It's getting lost in, it goes, Viola Davis, like she said, talks about it. It's getting lost in, well, she shouldn't get this much. Why we can't just stick to the issue of the pay disparity, period? Right? I know she brought up the point.
But where is the pay disparity at, though?
Because the boss get paid more than the
But I'm saying it's a pay disparity, not just with the Netflix situation.
Mm-hmm.
Period is what I think she's talking about in general, across the board.
No,
I know she said it, so you got to connect it to her.
No.
No.
That ain't what I'm saying.
Go ahead.
I'm talking about you saying pay disparity. I totally agree that every motherfucker, I think I deserve way more motherfucking money than I'm getting.
So it's with the
and I ain't getting I ain't getting it like that.
Okay.
But like Viola Davis, she's an actress and she is viable. You see her on everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She got a beef. Monique disappeared after Precious. After she got that award, they kind of blackballed her, and she kind of let that shit roll on her. She never came out with they was talking about how hard she was on sets and stuff.
Okay.
And way back, but then all of a sudden she trying to defend herself. Now you should have been defending yourself way back.
So
you understand what I'm saying?
So it doesn't. So basically, to the point I'm making, it does not matter. It because of her relevancy. Everything else she's saying in the other fight she have is just basically null and void. Because of her relevancy, she can't really talk about pay disparity. It doesn't work.
I also believe that there's a pay disparity in anything that we do.
You got to strike
with women. I'm saying with women.
With women, yeah, but let me land, Lavell. What it is that I think there's a pay disparity in anything you do. I think that there are people that get paid more than other people. Period. Now, everybody's not equal, but, and like I said, once again, I will continue to state Netflix is not the principal office of comedy.
Right.
They are a private company that says we want to invest in some comedians. That don't mean I owe y'all. I don't go by the comedy rules. I don't know about what you done did. I know what I like. I got a company.
And that makes a point, too. Why she didn't go to the Comedy Central and somebody else that know comedy.
Yeah.
That's real.
Just saying, it's okay. I just wanted to see what y'all was thinking. So Kim Whitley feels like the tactics and the way that Monique is going about this, that it would hurt other black females in Hollywood. Do you agree with that?
No.
I don't agree with that.
I don't think
it ain't gonna hurt Tiffany Haddish.
No.
How's it hurting? How's it hurting anybody if they
I think she's coming from the place of, because they tend to view us black women anyway, and we can just say black people in a whole as monolithic people. So I think that's where she's coming from with that. Do you think that that's viable?
By the way, Dominique.
Yes.
By the way, monolithic was a hell of a word you just said.
She threw that right in on the podcast. I'm like, you know what, bro?
Threw that shit in. So
and she looked at me. I tried to keep a straight face when she said it. Like exactly. Like,
but that's how they do. They look at us monolithically. So I'm just asking. I like to ask people and throw things out there to see what other people think about it. So do you think that'll hurt us?
Hey, first of all, I gotta go look that up before I can answer.
Before I even comment.
No, that just means they look at us all as the same.
Okay.
That's all.
Yeah.
So do you think it will hurt in terms of that?
I don't, because somebody like Tiffany Haddish coming along, it's not going to hurt her. Nothing Monique said is going to hurt Tiffany Haddish because she's relevant. She's in front of the camera.
Yes.
And so when they say, we want Tiffany Haddish, we'll give her $10 million. I'm just throwing a number. We'll give her $10 million. Now that's going to drive Monique up a wall probably.
But it won't hurt. It won't hurt the rest of us professionals.
No, and she's somebody like, and I'm just using her for example. Tiffany Haddish is somebody that pushes the line. Yeah. She going to press the line, whereas Monique is like, she's not really in a position to press it forward, if you will. Okay. She's just fighting for her spot.
Hold on, Kevin. What do you mean by press the line? Because I think let me just hold it. Before you answer, let me just say this.
I didn't hear the question.
I give it back to you. Okay. Kim Whitley. She fussing about it, but see, the thing about it is, she ain't no go against the grain kind of person. And then you sitting up here talking about worried about her, and you eating good off of your TV shows and being who you are. You eating off of the genre of the big black girl, but you light skinned. You eating off just what Monique was eating off of. So, the Nell Carter eating off of. You understand what I'm saying? So, when they say talking about, oh, we gonna hurt you, it's gonna hurt everybody else. You ain't worried about nobody else because you worried about they gonna take food off your table because of Monique. I mean, that ain't necessarily that ain't your damn fight, first of all. And then, like, everybody's different. And Tiffany Haddish got a different bowl to eat out of, too, because Tiffany Haddish is cute. She's cute, first of all. So that comes into play. It's all kind of racism coming into that. But I don't think Tiffany Haddish is going to push the envelope no harder than nobody else. She playing ball because she on there. She right at that same time.
So,
at that time. She at that time where she's walking around. Oh God! Oh, Oprah. I mean, she's still excited.
But what it does, though, Lavell, let's just say, for instance, whatever she does from a content standpoint, if they do, let's just say they do cash out and give her $10 million, that in itself pushes it along for the next female comedian. Not nothing that she's done necessarily on the stage, but once you pay somebody like that, it's like taking the top off the spades. You know what I mean? You didn't pop the ace, so everything else is good. And I think that.
Well, you also remember though, Kevin. They give her the $10 million. If she produced $20 million, she gonna get $30 million. You understand? Because see, the only thing what we black folks gotta keep on stop saying, "Oh, we ain't getting it," because nigga, you gotta make money. You gotta make them money for them to spend money with.
Absolutely,
and that's
absolutely.
It ain't even the color come down to this game. You gotta understand. You the motherfucker. It's money.
It's a
if
color.
you ain't making them motherfuckers money, you ain't getting no money.
Period.
You ain't getting no money. And that's the bottom line.
That's what when we come down to it, in this whole Americanized mentality, to pass by race in a white boy, a Ku Klux Klan member, if he love your barbecue and he hate niggas, he gonna buy him some of that damn barbecue.
Facts. Regularly.
Facts. So I go ahead, Val.
No, but that's where I'm gonna get our mind frame. See, black folks want to sell out and do anything to make it. Like some of these comments, I won't never name no name, but a lot of them will sell their soul to do it, but they don't understand if they make themselves a viable product, it don't matter, no matter what. I'm going to just say this, I'm going to take a 1 second history lesson. You go all the way back to the great boxer back in the day, the big brother back in the day who, hold on. What's his name? Way back in the
Jack
day.
Johnson?
Dating white women.
Jack Johnson.
Or Joe Louis?
Jack Johnson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jack Johnson was knocking out white men, knocking up white girls, and nobody killed him or did anything to him because he was making money. It didn't have shit to do with nothing else. And people try to figure out, I wonder how he was doing it, because he was making them motherfuckers money. When you start making money, that's when you become an enemy. That's when you become negative. They'll try to take you, and the only reason they try to fuck with Floyd Mayweather, he was making money, but they was mad because they couldn't make money with him. You understand? That's what it comes down to. The bare facts of it is, they'll give you whatever they want, just like Netflix. They'll give you what they want, but they know with Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, motherfuckers getting that subscription for that month just to see that special.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So,
you understand?
Yep.
Yeah, so it brings us to the so we're gonna wrap it up, but I just wanted to see what y'all thought about the Kim Whitley.
Solid
Monique.
conversation.
Yeah, Monique's situation, what y'all thought. But I do support Mo. You know, Mo put money in my pocket. I support her with the pay disparity thing. I understand it, but I do understand.
I support it. No, don't get me wrong.
I know you do. I know you support it. We all three of us do. I just want to, it gets a little, I just want to bring out some other points, like just the pay disparity thing. That's really what she's fighting for. It's a general thing. Is all I'm saying. Okay. Across the underpayment the underpayment of women. Yeah. So with the whole Me Too thing and with International Women's Month, I just have to bring that up. So I do support her in that, but I do understand all the other dynamics and all the other points that were brought up. So we gonna wrap this thing up. I think we went a little over time, but we was having a good time and having a great conversation. Woo. So Lavell and Kevin, I appreciate y'all being here. Shout out your social media handles, where you gonna be working. Everybody on this show, go support them if they in your town, go spend your money because they all funny. I don't bring no Scud missiles on it. Ain't gonna be none of that Mason Pryor shit. Not on this. Not on the funniest here. You understand me? So shout out your social media handles and where you gonna be.
Well, you can find me Instagram, Kevin Tate is KEVIN TATEIS. And make sure y'all keep an eye out for that Kevin Tate show every Wednesday, 1 p.m. Western, 4 p.m. on the East Coast. And basically, I'm around town until I go back on the road. I'm at the Laugh Factory hosting sometimes on Sundays, Chocolate Sundays, and pretty much that's it, man.
All right.
Find me.
There.
Lavell Crawford, you can catch me Instagram, Lavell's LAVELLSTHACOMIC on Instagram. You can catch me on Facebook and also on Twitter. It's just Lavell the Comic, no S. And I'll be on Better Call Saul this season, a few episodes.
Hey.
Check me out.
Absolutely.
Tampa, Florida next week in the Tampa Improv. Sold out, I'm guaranteeing. Funny all the time.
All the time.
Doing my thing.
I'm headed to the Hartford Improv Thursday. Well, I'm going Thursday, but I'll be there the 16th through the 18th. Hartford, if you in the house, come on out, get your laugh on, because the funny will be in town. And look out for that Black Jesus. Also, y'all already on this podcast, please tell people about the Funniest Here podcast coming to you from the Pop-Up Comedy brand. Continue to tell people about that and support that. We're going to have good conversations and strong conversations like this every week. You'll be the comment. Hopefully, eventually you'll be the call in.
I'm glad you had me in here too, Don. This is dope.
Yeah,
you know, Dominique called my phone. I ain't know what number it was. I'm like, oh shit. I had to sit up and fix my shirt. I said, I'm doing cool now. Dominique called the personal line. Shit. So
I appreciate you. I appreciate both of y'all. My social media handle is Dominique Comedy. That's my name, DOMINIQUE COMEDI. That's Instagram. That's Twitter. Facebook is Dominique Comedian, COMEDIENNE. And we appreciate y'all. Go ahead, Val.
Hey, and there's my website is comedian Lavell Crawford. That's LAVELL no E Crawford.com.
Oh yeah, my
comedian LavellCrawford.com and check me out on my website.
And my website is Dominique is funny. So check that out. DoniqueIsfunny.com. And we appreciate y'all and we'll see y'all next week.
Peace.